Yes, people. Black Eyes TV in the house once again. Another week, another beautiful bit of information coming your way. Joined by somewhat of our resident guru at the moment, joining us for several parts of the same show. We're on part 3 today of the manifestation of thought into reality. And we're joined by our good friend Samuel BENTA, presenting information, chopping up for the people, taking questions at the end of the presentation. If you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, I suggest you go back, have a look, see what it's all about, see what's going on. And again, listen intently, take notes if you want to. He will be presenting slides. So without further ado, here we go again. My brother, take it away for the people then, please.
Thanks, Richard. All right, here we are again, number 3. And I will definitely say, guys, if you have not seen or number 2, I would suggest you go back and watch those. Definitely go back and watch those. Obviously, if you're on this live now, watch this. But if you're watching this at a later time on YouTube, please do go to part 1 because it is so with everything that connects into today's class, getting very deeper in terms of the manifestation of thought. What I'm going to do is basically share and get on with the presentation. So let's go. Share my screen. Hold on 1 second. Right. Rich, do you see my slides?
Yep. Also,
okay, brilliant. Okay, brilliant. So, my name is Samuel BENTA. Please do follow me on my social medias. They're right here, Twitter, both Instagrams and Facebook. The Instagram, which is BENTA Vision Seminars, that is fairly new, so I apologize. There won't be much content on there at the moment. But if you're watching this at a later time on YouTube, there, isn't it? There's lots of amazing stuff. Okay. Quick commercial before I begin. This is my show called All About the Mackenzies, the family comedy, which is on YouTube. Please do go and watch it. This is basically a show that I started years ago online as a web series to ITV, a major network, UK. The whole point of doing the show, my intention is to inspire the world through what I call edutainment, which is entertainment with an educational spin. I also Patreon account. This current moment, the account is not live because I'm still working on my profile. I decided to throw it in there today because the site, which allows people from all over the world to me monthly for me to create shows and films, inspire the world through comedies, action, drama. Very good. It really does allow the creative freedom for content creators to also get paid monthly just by fan donations. Amazing. This was sent to me literally a few days ago. So please do support and rewards on there as well. There's reward tiers, different reward tiers for different amounts that people pay. You do get rewarded. Get the information. Like I said, if you're watching this live now, the account is currently not up. Film called Perceptions, which is also on YouTube. Do type in Samuel BENTA and type in Perceptions. It's a short film that's on YouTube that you can watch right now, and it's about a group of young people who decide to change the way they are presented a spoken word poetry slam on their estate. Also have a book as well, which I've self-published, and it basically documents my journey from never being school before, going against the grain, change, especially as a young black man, wanting to create TV. This is the route I decided to take, and I literally document my burning desire for change, finding my dealing with pain, overcoming obstacles, walking in faith, trusting the unknown creative process, and from being knocked down. And trust me, there was a lot of times, guys, there was a lot. Is thinking into results. I want to thank you guys for joining. Those of you who have seen day 1 and day 2 already, I know you're just waiting for me to get started, because especially, I must say so myself, it was a very, very deep one. And I utilize pictures across a message for you guys to understand. In pictures, the subconscious mind machine. I'll be covering the conscious mind, the process of manifestation, 5 senses, and the 4th set of choice. And like I do each class, what I did this class, just to kind of refresh your memory with what we had covered, to kind of get firing, to make you remember, so the information of what's about to be delivered a lot more easier to digest. Covered the tree of life, and we spoke about what's invisible creates the visible. Each idea is a seed that's planted underneath the ground in the subconscious mind. It grows its roots, and inside it sprouts as a tree, which gives off fruits, and they are actually fruits which the result, they are the people, things, and so happen to us on the outside of our life. This would be the fruit. Anything you plant in the ground, so shall you reap. Rich, I just want to let you know that I on your side, your microphone, I think it's on.
Is it? Are you getting an echo?
Yeah.
Okay, let me try and turn that down. As well, the signal's a little bit choppy today on your side for the first time.
Oh wow. Can't actually do this in another room at the moment.
It's okay.
I apologize for. I don't know why
Does that
it's
sound a bit better on your
choppy.
end?
Hearing anything at the moment? Voice before I was hearing an echo. I'll continue. Let's just say 1,000 words anyway, guys. I spoke about the 4 realms. We live in 4 and emotional, mental, and spiritual world at the same time. And that the mental, spiritual, and emotional world is because it's the unseen, it's the unknown, it's what you would call underneath the ground, it's what we would call the subconscious mind, the below the ground, the invisible. And I said how on the physical, smaller, it's the stuff we see above the ground, it's the visible, it's the results of the actions, it would be the fruits that we see. How the subconscious mind is a hard drive. Whatever we put in it, it literally records. It picks up everything we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. I touched on that the subconscious mind is the feminine aspect of the mind. So it literally gives birth to anything that we give it. It gives birth to our reality. It is that is connected to all that there is. It is the collective consciousness. It is ultimate law. This is where the God mind, this is literally where everything resides. Your imagination, you think it all impregnated down here, and this is where it gives birth to absolutely everything that happens in your life in terms of your manifestations. That the conscious mind is the masculine principle, which is where we think and we project those ideas into the subconscious mind, and we will be going more today. We spoke about how the subconscious mind is the emotional mind. It's where we hold our beliefs, everything we think and believe. It's our habits, all our habit patterns and paradigms, which is really a multitude of habits and ideas that we hold in the subconscious mind. It is literally, we have in our biological computer programmed, and we literally, everything that is in the subconscious mind, this is where operates unconsciously. We don't even know that we do things at certain times. We don't know why we do what we do, or why we don't do what we want to do, or why don't we do what we want to do. This is where all the illogical things happen. Mind has the most power over the conscious mind because it is the biggest realm. It overrides absolutely everything. So into the conscious mind today, actual mind, where we do all of our thinking. This is where we originate ideas. This is the originator of ideas. This is the masculine part of your mind, if you remember the slide from before, where we have our total level of awareness. Remember the picture of the tree, and the tree, see, when we go and walk on the road outside, we see the tree. The tree is there. We see a branch with it. We see the trunk. We see the leaves. We see the fruits. We are aware of what we see. Subconscious mind, we ground if we was on the physical surface, where we have our reason. This is how we think. This is how we connect all our thoughts together, and I'll be going over this in the next class in terms of the 6 higher mental faculties. This is where we rationalize everything. So if something or someone was to say something to us, we might not necessarily agree, or we do agree. This is what we rationalize. This is where we justify. See, that masculine part of us, it is so much different than the subconscious mind, which is the illogical side of us. This is the masculine principle of the mind. It is the part of the mind where we literally consciously can accept or reject ideas. This is also the part of the mind where we have the ability to judge. So this is where we discern. See, subconscious mind, we just accept ideas, but the conscious mind, we discern. So think of the conscious mind like a male warrior. It is literally discerning and judging what is going to come in to the subconscious mind. Now, this aspect of the mind, these higher mental faculties, which I shall discuss next class, is not really developed by most people. And because they're not developed, most things go into the subconscious mind. Picture it like a tribe, where the tribe is the subconscious mind. That whole village is the subconscious mind. But the warriors, the people that look after that village, they are the conscious mind. They are the ones protecting what's going to come, or who's going to come into the tribe and mingle with the people. It is the protector. It is the protector, the originator of our ideas. So just going back to this picture again, do you see how small the conscious mind is compared to the subconscious mind? Literally, it has 12% here. Now, remember what I spoke about in the previous class in regards to the conscious mind thinking and projecting the ideas onto the subconscious mind. This is This is mental sex. I call it sex in the head, because literally when you are thinking, you are having sex mentally. I know that might sound a bit funny, but if you look at the diagram, male impregnates female, information goes into the female gives birth to the reality. It's the same thing with our thoughts. And I'll go more into this when I talk about the stick man and the five senses. But literally the conscious mind, everything starts first in the conscious mind. That a woman cannot get pregnant unless the man actually initiates and projects himself into her. And we're talking about thoughts here, guys, not the physical example of a man and woman. So I want to talk a bit about the process of manifestation. If we think back to the original picture that we had of the tree, where we saw the seeds under the ground and we had the roots that showed the fruits, etc., etc. See, this is a basic formula of life that you cannot escape. This is scientific. This is the way it happens. And if you speak to your science teachers from back in the day, they will say all seeds have a gestation and incubation period. Thoughts are the seeds underneath the ground. The feelings and the actions, these are the things that nurture that seed. And eventually you get the result at the end that shoots through to the surface. We have thoughts that lead to feelings, feelings that lead to actions, and actions that lead to results. And I want to touch on this because it's very relevant now. Stuff on social media and people talking about Libya stuff. Okay, I just want to say this to you. You are looking at, if you watch my cursor, result of what is going on, fruit of what is going on. You are seeing what is going on, but little do people know that there is steps before with skipped it there. There are steps before, see, with what's going on with Libya. You might see, oh, incidentally off with Prince Harry and this he has, which is a person of color. That is happening at the exact time as the stuff that they are projecting with Libya. There's no accident that being projected to us at exactly the same time. These are results that are happening at exactly the same time. Look at the process of manifestation before it, feelings before it, and thoughts before it. I said last class, that want to control your instinct. They want to control your mind. They want to control your thoughts. How the behavior of the people. A system in place. We set up Phil Valentine, synthetic synchronicity of events that happen, results. They are the results that happen. Do we need your feelings? And in order to get your feelings, we need you thinking a certain way. You thinking a certain way, we're going to make you feel a certain way, which means react a certain way, which means you're observing the results of what's going on. But the more important thing here, guys, it's the feeling. Operates with feeling. That is the language it understands. And it's a certain energy. So if we are feeling negative about what's going on with Libya and all the results going on here, that is exactly what they want. They want you observing it through thinking bad about it, bitch, moan, and whinge on your social media. You take action by posting to the energy. As you sow, so shall you reap. You are creating madness. Guys, really pay attention to what I've just said here. Pay attention to what I've just said here. You have the result of Libya with the slaves. You have the result of Prince Harry going to marry this supposedly black girl, but whatever. And this is all happening at the exact same time, guys. There's no accident that that's happening. They are keeping your focus of attention with your thoughts. You're thinking about it, and you most probably are not going to feel good about it, which is going to make you do something about it. Ooh, let's plan a march. Ooh, let's post this all on social media. Let's get angry. Let's share these posts. Let's talk about it in conversations. What did I say about the spoken word with the word creates reality? What did I say the last class? In fact, no, it was the first class I spoke about this. There's a reason that I said this first of all, guys. It is a process of manifestation, because if you're thinking about it, you are planting more seeds under the ground. You're going to feel a certain way, and more of the same shit is going to grow in a future reality. Oops, sorry about that. We are misusing faculties. We are misusing our conscious faculties because someone else is controlling what we are paying attention to. When you are paying attention to it, you're asking for more, because what you observe, you're asking for. Asking it, you shall receive it. It is a law. Thoughts, feelings, actions, results. So the same thing when it comes to your goals, your ideas. See, the conscious mind, you are the one in control of what you put into the ground. But because you've got so many ignorant people that do not know about their conscious faculties, they don't know how they think. They just accept whatever's going on the outside with the results. It must be true. Why? Because I saw it. And whatever I see with my eyes, it must be real. But hold on a second. Is it real? Really? Is it? Well, yeah, it must be real because you physically see it. I mean, come on. You can see it, right? You can hear it, right? It must be happening. It's real. It's a result. It's a fruit off the tree. This is what I see. This is what I hear. I know I'm not lying to myself because this is what I see. Yes, understandable. But what if I told you that we are creators of what's going on in Libya? What if I told you that we are creators of everything that is going on with black people in hard times? That might be a lot for you to take in. But remember what I said last class in the subconscious mind. What is going on underneath the surface with what we are thinking and feeling about ourselves? And who is giving us the information for us to be thinking about? Because remember, they're controlling a reaction of us. You cannot escape this process. That is the bottom line. This process, guys. You can escape this process. That is the bottom line. And until we start getting into the information about ourselves and how this really works, we're going to be slaves all the time. I don't care what slaves you see over here. You right now are already a slave. You are a slave to what you think. You are a habitual slave to what you think, feel, and believe right now. And it's creating the current results that you have in your life, whether you like it or not. That is the bottom line. Moving on. So, moving on to the stick man and the five senses. Now, doesn't this picture look familiar with what I showed you with the baby? Now, here you have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and you've got the body. You've got a massive head, which is split into two, which is the conscious and the subconscious mind. And on top of that, you've got little antennae, which is really the five senses. Now, these five senses is how we receive information. You see, hear, touch, smell, taste and smell. This is how we receive information. This is how we receive information. So if you think back to what I see here, in regards to the results, you are seeing results, hearing results, smelling results, tasting results, touching results. This is how we receive information. So I am showing you via a picture. If you're seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and touching, first of all, this all goes to the conscious mind, which, what did I say, is the masculine principle. Now, the masculine principle has the choice here to accept and reject information before it goes into the subconscious mind, which is a feminine principle. Once I remember what I said, the subconscious mind cannot reject. It only accepts what you give it. Why? Because when a male impregnates a female, when he decides to ejaculate, That's it. Subconscious mind says, I'm going to create that baby. Manifests into the body as a vibration, which sets the law of attraction into process based on what you're vibrating, and that will dictate the results that come to you. So this mind is, like I said, the intellectual mind. It has the ability to accept or reject, and it also has the ability to choose. Hello. Come on now. See, when you understand the intellectual conscious mind, the masculine principle, you can choose what thoughts you want to accept or reject. Most people right now are accepting, oh, Libya, slaves. Goes in the subconscious mind, they get emotional about it, and guess what happens? It makes you feel a certain way, which gets you in a certain vibration in the universe, which means the universe always says yes and provides more of the same. You attract more people talking about the same information. Then the line turn out to be another fruit of the tree result that pops up in your life. Why? Because you chose to accept it. You could have just rejected it. I totally reject everything that's going on. Why? Why would I entertain the madness? If you understand that your asset is your thinking faculty, you will know you should be directing your thoughts of something fruitful that you want to manifest in your life, not the distraction that is set in place because they want to control your subconscious mind. This is what they want. And in order to get in here, they have to control what you are thinking up here. And in order for them to control what you're thinking up here, they need to give you the stimuli of where to receive the information. You saw that on the news. You heard that on the radio. Thinking about it here. And because you were paying attention and you chose to accept it, it went right into the subconscious mind, which is the emotional mind, which is setting your body up into the vibration and dictating your vibration, which means this is what you will attract for results. This is the process of manifestation. This is how it works. Energy is always moving to and through your mind. You have the conscious faculties to accept or reject that information which you see or hear. Masculine principle. The emotional subconscious mind cannot choose. It cannot reject. It must accept. Think to physical with men having sex with a woman, right? Man goes into the woman. Period. You know, when he ejaculates, it goes into boom, the subconscious mind. Now, once it goes in and he ejaculates, it's over. That sperm is going to the egg. It is going to the egg and it is going to manifest 9 months later. It is the same thing with our thoughts because thoughts are spiritual seeds. Thoughts are spiritual seeds. The same as physical seeds, it is subject to the exact same law. And this is how we think. This is how we believe. This is how we manifest. Your thinking, it makes you react and do something. But guess what? It can also make you not do based on what you chose to accept. Because you can choose to accept fear. You can choose to accept any negative thing that makes you scared, makes you procrastinate. What lodges in here? And if that's in fear, that's the only vibration that you can be in, which means you might not do certain things that you do in life, and that is going to be a problem. Remember what I think about it this way. Like I said, is the masculine principle. You have to learn to be the bouncers of your own club, the bouncers of your own club, the bodyguards of your own club. The subconscious mind is your club. It's your club. Who are you going to let in? You need to check the ID of people you want in your club. And by that, I mean the information, the quality of information you want to accept into your subconscious mind, your club. You have the choice with the conscious mind. But because no one taught you about your higher mental faculties, you just accepted whatever you wanted and it went right into the subconscious mind. Literally right into the subconscious mind. There was nothing you could do about it. But now you know you have a choice of what comes in. Say before, the conscious mind, you have the ability to judge the information coming your way. What else could this mean? But because the information isn't taught to us, you just accept whatever you see and believe what you see, giving it no question. And the subconscious mind is your fertile soil. Anything you put in, as you sow, so shall you reap. You have a choice here, guys. You have a choice of what goes in. You are the bouncers of your own club. You have the choice of what goes in. Right, so moving on. So it's just showing this picture again. Ask yourself this question. What was the environment like from birth? Now, picture of the right. It is similar to the drawing on the... It's my... don't judge my drawings, guys, but it's different about the picture on the right. Have a conscious mind developed. See, the picture on the right is how you arrived on the earth. You had no conscious faculties developed. So that means your subconscious mind is wide open. So everything from when you was in the womb up to the age of 6 literally went into your subconscious mind and you accepted those ideas. Everything you saw, heard, smelt, taste, touched, smell, literally everything. Subconscious mind like a sponge. You literally absorbed and took in everything. The club developed, so you let everyone into your club, whether they were good ideas, bad ideas, whether it was times are hard, poverty ideas, oh, I'm not good enough, or oh, I feel ugly, or I don't love myself. All those statements you heard, everything your parents told you, everything you heard at school, everything you saw on TV with the programs, it all went right into here because you had no conscious faculty developed. Conscious faculty developed and it all went right in. Got older, you started to develop a conscious mind. You started to think for yourself, or so you thought. You thought someone else was controlling your thinking from the stuff you decided to absorb, the ideas, the seeds that you decided to accept because no one taught you about yourself to accept it. And then you wonder why your kids are so hard to control. Hello. Come on now. So I want to move on to the fourth set. Now, I want you to look at this picture in front of you. You see a half a pint of beer in a glass. Half a pint of beer. Pictures. Now, I want you to picture that glass as your mind. To picture the beer. Currently, no. So the glass is your mind and the beer is what you currently know. See this tap at the top. Now, the tap or faucet, as you Americans would call it, is running water. It is running water. Now, pay very careful attention to this, guys, because this is a light bulb moment. What happens when you turn on a tap? Water comes out. And if that water is being poured into the beer glass, what happens to the beer? Eventually, the beer is going to get diluted. And eventually, you are going to have a clear glass. Why? Bring water into the glass. Sense, doesn't it? Well, hold on. Let's start showing some text. It's your source of... What is the water? It's the quality from the source of that information. What is the glass? Your mind. What is the beer? It's what you know. What does that mean? If the beer is what you know and the glass is your mind, then we know the source of information is what really needs to be changed. Because the source of information right now is what you're seeing on your TV screen. The content is what you're seeing from the TV. Or the content is that music that you're listening to. Or it's those people that you are around. The source of information could be the environment you're in, and the content is what is the nature of what is going on in that environment. And that is all going into your mind, and it's what you know. But guess what? We can change the source of information. We can change the source. We can change the content. And what happens when you turn off the tap on the beer? If you turn off the tap, the beer is going to remain just as it is. Why? Because you turned off the tap. You turned off the new source of information. You turned off the good content, which means this is what you currently know, and this is all you know. Really absorb this picture. Really look. This is depth. This is depth right here. You turn on the tap, which is the source of information. What comes out of the tap is the content of that source, the nature of that source. If you throw someone into a very unproductive environment, which is the source, the content of that unproductive environment is not necessarily going to be productive. And that's going right into that person's mind, which means that person isn't going to be productive either. Environment is everything. Environment is everything. Source of information. So you need to question, what is the source of information that you are around right now? And remember, you can change the source of information. You can change the content. All you need to do is change the source of information, and the content naturally changes. Have the power with your conscious mind to choose what you pay attention to, which would be the source of information. And it goes right into your mind and it changes what you know. And guess what happens over time when you keep the positive source of information running? You're going to get a clear glass. You can see things clearly. You get more clarity because you have a clear source of information coming your way. You are receiving knowledge of self. You are starting to remember who you are. Why? Because you have a clarity of mind with a positive source of information. You're learning how you think. You're learning about the conscious and the subconscious mind. You are learning that of what goes in your mind. You have the choice of what you choose to entertain. You have the choice not to listen to those songs. You have the choice not to accept those songs, not to accept those films, not to accept that environment, not to accept that drug, not to accept that people, not to accept what you see in the media on the news about the slaves. It's all a distraction. They want your subconscious mind. That is the source. The content is what you get from the media. In your mind, if you pay attention to it and accept it, you emotionalize it. You feel bad. You feel angry, which sets your body up into vibration, which dictates what you attract, which means you are feeding the collective consciousness of the same, which means more results of the same. Why? Because you cannot escape the process of manifestation. You are understanding what I'm saying to you right now. I know you are. You cannot escape the process of manifestation. Escape it. And if I literally go back to that, literally going back, with. You choose the thought. That will determine how you feel, how you act, and then that will lead to the result. Think of the tap. They provide you a source, which is before the thought. Then makes you think a certain way because you accepted the content. You're starting to feel a certain way now, and you're starting to act a certain way, which means these are your results, the fruits of the tree. Seeing the information through the source, hearing the information through the source, smelling through the source of what you are receiving, because you have your five senses. They are going through the masculine principle. You are the bouncers of your own club. You can accept the information or reject the information before you choose to feel a certain way. Possible for your feelings and your thoughts. You about how to think, you're screwed. You're screwed. Why? Because you can't escape this process. You can't escape it. You have a source of information, which is your tap. The content is the nature of that source, and it goes in your mind. You know, it's what you're thinking. Choose where you pay your attention. Where thought goes, energy flows. Next class, we're going to be covering the 6 higher mental faculties. Dealing with, guys. Everything, sex in the head. Conscious, impregnate the subconscious. Masculine, impregnate the female principle, which is the subconscious mind. There's no way around it. We will be covering the 6 higher mental faculties next class. Joining this class today, please do follow me on my social media. And I will say this once again, guys. This is my Patreon account. It's currently not up if you're watching this live. Who's going to be watching this on YouTube in the future? But Patreon is basically an account that allows people around the world to send funds for me to be able to create entertainment to heal and inspire the world. Great productions cost money, guys. You can choose how much you want to pay monthly, get rewarded as well. The better the reward. How many black productions do you see on TV? How many positive black productions do you see online? What did I say about the tap? It's the source of information. I am doing my part with my purpose to provide a new source of information. Different content. I am the source. The content is what comes from me in the form of edutainment. It's about healing and inspiring the world, guys. And this is my account. It doesn't exist yet because I'm still working on the profile. And if you are watching this on YouTube at a later date, this is where you can donate monthly to me. And I promise you, you will get great content. Silly YouTube shows. I'm talking about half-hour comedies. I'm talking about hour-long dramas. The quality, high quality that you would see on your Netflix or on your Amazon or on your TV. Built up the talent and the skill to be able to deliver awesome content. And if you need to see that content at the moment, you can go on to SAMUELLBENTA.com. You can watch my show. You can watch my films. So once again, guys, I just want to say thank you very much for tuning into today's class. Once again, social media. Please do add me on Facebook. I'm a humble guy. Spread the word. Let's spread the knowledge. Thank you very much, guys. So I shall stop sharing my screen now. Turn back to the room. I thank you once again.
All right, big up, brother.
Any questions?
Patient. At the moment, I am not seeing any questions so far in the chat. But again, Riggs, are you there? I know you joined us late.
Got in.
That's all.
Yeah. Oh, go on, ask the questions. Come on, let's just give Banton some questions amongst ourselves.
Benta.
You can tell Riggs is back in the house, isn't it? Yeah.
They've been trying to stop me from coming in.
That's all. They're trying, but they can't. When you're talking about the manifestation of four, I've always looked at social media as a great way of, again, controlling that energy flow of people, where, you know, they can, as quickly as they can control your narrative, as you was talking about, they use it to, I feel, dissipate energy as well. That should be used for something positive. I mean, as you're saying, a lot of people feel like their activism is done once they've posted a couple pictures or, you know, memes or whatever it is on Facebook. And I think it's also good to point out that as well, it is a use to dissipate the natural energy that we would use to create certain positive concepts. And that. So speak on that, please, brother.
Think about it. Media. How quick is an Instagram post? How quick is a Facebook post? How many friends do you have and how many followers do you have? Patient is going left, right, and center so quickly. It is literally distracting your attention all the time. You're trying to keep up, and how much time do you waste on these things? Your energy, because what you're actually doing. Remember what I spoke about in class. I think it was about habits. Social media. It's a great tool, form of mind control, training you to have a low attention span because you're expecting instant gratification consistently. Everything, based on everything quickly. It's actually training you over time. This is repetition every day, checking your posts, scrolling up and down, all these things. You are training your mind to be, period. You're training your mind to be dumb, guys. Use these social media things, but remember, these things, guys. Like, there's an agenda here. There is an agenda, and the more you're looking at this stuff, you dissipate your energy all the time. Really and truly, if you have a true purpose in life and you have goals and you are literally on purpose doing your thing, you won't have a lot of time to be looking at people's social media because you're so busy doing what you need to be doing.
There's a question.
What is the role of speech or utterance in manifestation?
What I said in regards to actions, results. Action, speaking is an action. In order for you to say something, you've got to feel a certain way. You've got to think a certain way. You must have got an idea from some sort of source, which makes you think a certain way, feel a certain way, and then you're going to speak. Your words, you're actually speaking into existence. You are calling existence based on your speech. All of speech or utterance in manifestation, it's everything. It is an action. There's a result. Nice to say, don't say it. Come back on you. Happening on out slaves. Don't talk about it. You're creating more of the problem. Because they're the source. You're thinking it, saying it, sharing it on your social media. You're creating more of the same. Only adding to the madness, the action, and how you feel. You're only adding to the madness by posting about it. Words even if it's death and life's in the power of the tongue. By your words, you'll be acquitted or condemned.
Could you say books can do the same thing?
Books.
Yeah.
Books are a source of information.
Mm-hmm. So
it's going in for imagination. Yeah, we can all read ever, but do remember, it's still your choice to accept the words of another person because you have attached words to pictures as you have grown up, which means as an author in the book and as you're reading it word from word, you are playing the picture kind of what the author is talking about. And if that is what you're imagining, creating a certain reality without you realizing it. What you your attention on.
Okay.
Definitely. And I think, you know, because of the attention span of the populace and the general intelligence, I think that's where the visual aid of movies and television programs have become the #1 propaganda tool now.
Oh yeah.
Because they, you know, and I think they're even worse because they kind of create a ceiling in the imagination now, where if you haven't seen it on telly, you can't imagine it. That's what I find with a lot of young people today. Whereas back in the day where there was less visuals, more books, is just saying your general imagination and the levels in which you could take your mind were generally a lot bigger and you could encompass a lot more conversations. But I find that's a problem now. Talk on that.
Yeah. Because on the same thing, it's like if you're under the same school of thought, you can get locked into that same school and not able to look out to other schools. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Mm.
Definitely. It's everything's a source of information, and with the conscious mind, what you pay attention to. And you have the choice of what you pay attention to.
And that's when, do you find that that's sometimes can be a problem of if you're trying to look for a form of truth and because of what the environment is?
Well, here's the thing. The universe knows your intention. It knows deep down what you want. And that deep down in the subconscious mind, in a vibration, attract the truth to you. Remember what I said about habits? The desire. People have to desire the truth. The truth will come to you vibrating. So the truth is then going to come to you through whatever form is best for you with your current state of consciousness at that time.
Right, Terry.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Listen, we're coming up to the 10 o'clock mark, and I know
okay, let me just put share the screen for the next show.
I'm gonna log out, guys, okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know you log out and come out, yeah. So big up for that. We will see you next week again, same time, part 4. We're looking forward to it, brother. Yeah. Take care.
Take care, guys. Thanks for having me on here. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Big up. Riggsy.
See, it's all going. The computer's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's not sharing. But you know what it is? I can't share it. It's not coming up. It's these controls. They're not working properly. But anyway, tomorrow we have what we call the MBX team with one guy called the True Historian, and we're going to be going on the path of the churches and the Masons, and we're going to understand the relationship with them as well as how they worked hand in hand, because we got to look on the paths of trade. So we're going to be having that at 9 o'clock UK time, and that'll be around 4 o'clock US time. So people, I want you to share, like, and subscribe, because there's only one thing in life for us people to move forward, is to buy black. Yes, Rich.
All right, well, listen, this was another nice, quick show. Information for the people them to go and rewind the tape, watch back. If you have any questions for the brother, he will be back next week. As I mentioned as well, we're on the cusp of bringing our brother Shaka Most on to do a show as well. So look out for that. We'll be letting you know when that is to come, and there'll be some other American interviews, big scholars coming up shortly as well. So look,
as you know, as the Christmas is coming.
That's it,
so you can get your Christmas presents.
Well, kick that fat white boy in the belly, yeah.
Yeah. Don't sit on his lap, mate.
That's it. But yeah, people, again, thank you to all that's watching. Thank you to all that's supporting Black Ice TV 7 so far. Look out for us on the roads. Look out for Mr. Riggs doing the tours forever, bringing that information. And we will see you all tomorrow.
It's all about the power move.
That's all. Yeah, every time. Peace, family. Peace.